Go ahead.
Speaking of bombs and death, Gilbert Gottfried is dead, and that's not
what?
That's
what?
not just my opinion. I've heard
Holy
from multiple
shit.
sources.
What the fuck? First it was Norm, then Louis, and then fucking Bob Saget. Now, wow, how did he die? Was it heart failure? Car wreck?
Word I heard was he was trying to extend his penis. And he had a weight tied to his dong, as they say, and he tripped over and fell into a pool, and he couldn't get the weight up on time, and he died stretching his dick.
Yeah. Well, it was the Lord's call, and he was up next.
Yeah, true. Well, let's not assume Gilbert's gender. We never got any confirmation on that.
Sure.
But one of Gilbert's closest friends ever, one of the true, most real people in the world of
Brendan Schraub,
made the even funnier Howard Stern. So despite the fact that Stern banned him from the show for well over a decade, he then had the balls to go on his shit show and do a fucking shark sandwich of a tribute to Gilbert, going, "Oh, he was such a great guy and always had a great time with Gilbert on the show." So why the fuck did he ban him? So question I would have for you is, what's your take on Howard Stern milking Gilbert Gottfried's death?
First of all, that's not a bad Stern impression. Secondly, I think Howard Stern, ever since he spinned his thing, has become the greatest broadcaster of all time. I think everything he does, I like his stance on, I like his PC. I love it. I think he's the greatest interviewer of all time. No, Stern it's sad. It's just sad that he never had to go that direction, but he wanted to hang out with Jimmy Kimmel. He wanted to go to the Hamptons with George Clooney. And so everything Artie said about him was right. Like he basically wanted to sit at the cool kids table the whole time. The Stern Show back in the day, when I was listening to him on terrestrial radio, was must listen radio. I would put a cassette tape in, record it so I could listen to it throughout the day when I was landscaping or, working some shit job, because it was because he would have weirdos on. He'd have Jan Michael Vincent because he was an alcoholic and getting car wrecks. And, it was just crazy radio. And that's the way radio should be. And he never had to go this direction. And it's just sad. Gilbert, honestly, I said this on my podcast. He had me laughing so hard one time. Him and Artie sat in on the news. Well, Artie was already on the show, and they were dropping Geno bombs the whole time. And I had to pull the car over because I was crying because I didn't want to get in a car wreck. I never forgot that. I told Artie that one day, and he doubted he was probably on heroin when I said it, but he seemed to say thank you. But it's sad what Stern has become.
Yeah, it's like my favorite Gilbert bit was when they were on making fun of Tom Cruise had just done Inside the Actors Studio. So, of course, they then did it with Gilbert, and they said, "What is your favorite word?" And he goes, "There's never been a word more beautiful than Geno." And this, of course, him and Artie just went off. And they said the N-word more times than fucking Chrissy Mayer in bed. So it's pretty I just think that Stern, to go from comedy like that to fucking having Robert Downey Jr. zoom in and say, "So what was it like when you got cast as Iron Man?" Like really groundbreaking radio. I just think, fuck.
I hate when he has like on James Corden or Seth Meyers. Like, who gives a fuck? Who cares? Who's listening to that?
Yeah, you know what you need to ask James Corden? You should say, "Who the fuck do you have the tape on having sex with a child that keeps getting you work because you're a fat and you're not funny and you seem like a you-know-what?" Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I met him. I was my friend Ryan was a writer on a show, and I went out when I was living in LA, and I wanted to go because, speaking of Chili Peppers, John Frusciante was playing with the RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan as the musical guest. So that's the only reason I went. And he introduced me to James Corden, and boy, oh boy, if he's not gay, I don't know who is.
Yeah. If, as they say, if being gay makes you cool, then James Corden is Jack Nicholson on cocaine at the Playboy Mansion.
Put a sound effect in right there.
But you know what I say? Farts.
Put that on a Trapper Keeper.